Hi everybody, this is Danny Rabin from Marvin, and here's a little lesson about how to sound like Jeff Beck. Licks like... So first of all, you're going to want to have a whammy bar. That's a pretty important part of sounding like Jeff Beck. He uses it a lot. Second, you want to tune your whammy bar. I mean, make it flat, float off the body. Okay? The same way I have it. Now, when you're setting up your whammy bar, you really have a choice whether you want your G string to go all the way to a B, meaning a major third, or a minor third. Okay? I have mine set up to go a minor third up, meaning from a G to a B flat. Now, if you do that, your B string is going to go up a whole step to a C sharp from a B, and your E string is going to go from an E to an F. So really, when I pull up, my top three strings go from a E minor triad to a B flat minor triad, right? Now, it's important to know exactly what notes you're going to get, because when you pull the arm all the way to the body, you want to be able to predict what pitch it's going to end up on. You see, when you press the bar in and you make the notes flat, you don't have that kind of that limit, that physical limit to the push that allows you to know where the note is stopping. So it's harder to control flattening the notes, but sharpening the notes, you want to be able to know where you're pushing to. Now, the idea is that if I'm playing, let's say, a scale of some sort, let's say I'm playing E Dorian. So if I'm playing E Dorian on the high E string, I know that if I pull the arm all the way up, I get a half step. So I can predict the points that there's a half step in that mode. You see, I can just pull it up to pull the arm all the way up and still be inside the harmony. So I can use it as a melodic tool to get around, right? There's only 2 points where there's a half step, but on the B string, I get a whole step. So if I'm playing the same note on the B string, I can really go... and a minor third on the G string. So... So in that way, when you're sharpening, it can act more like a pedal steel, where you know exactly where the pitch is going when you press it, right? So if I'm just playing an E minor pentatonic lick, from the flat 7, I can go to the root, right? Just from pulling it all the way to the edge into the body. Now, flattening is a different story. Now, Jeff Beck does a lot of these half-step type downward bends by pressing the arm in. So that's a huge thing that he does. In a minor pentatonic, that's kind of going from the flat 7 to the 5th, pressing the 5th inward to the flatted 5th, and then releasing it and playing the minor third to the root. You can do it with a major pentatonic or a major sound by just using a major third. Now, it sounds a little bit like a slide lick, because you slide that 5th down to the flatted 5th, and then you pick let's say the 3rd and release it into the note. So it's going bam, wah, bum. So I'm keeping the arm pressed in as I play the note on the G string, then I release it. Right? thing is bending down half steps. What you really want to do, it's really working on your time and working on that kind of technique. Now, Jeff Beck has this kind of technique where his pinky is always on the volume knob on a strat. Obviously, you gotta have a strat or a strat style guitar. These fingers, these two fingers are on the bar, and he plays most of the stuff with his thumb. Sometimes he'll wind either the bar, you know, between with these two fingers, and then just play notes. You know, like he has a lot of licks that let's say if I'm playing triplets, go like like a two pattern with a triplet. In E minor, he'll do that using, let's say, the B and D, like the fifth and the flat seven. And then he'll use his palm against the bridge to vibrato. But most of the technique has to do with just playing notes with the thumb and pressing the arm with the index finger while rolling the volume. Another thing he does is flick the whammy, make a rattle kind of thing. What you do to do that, I just basically pinch it with my middle finger and thumb after I play a note. So that gives you that Another cool thing is do a long slide and end it with like a half step bend up, like, you know, if you're playing in E minor again, if I go to the flat of the fifth and bend up to the fifth. So it's pretty cool. It's really articulate, really musical, vocal way of playing guitar. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, just write them down. I'll try to help you out with that. See you next time.